figured, why not make this into a regular thing where I kind of try to think on the day prior and chronicle, my beginning onto this job here that I'm very appreciative of. Thank you, God, for the opportunity to continue to redeem myself. Last night, I was a part of a pretty successful show. We're doing great. We're taking some of the, I think, most challenging topics and concepts, such as the very hashtags I use: Israel, Palestine, Trump's attempt at the peace treaty with Hamas, and we covered Candace Owens quite a bit last night on the show. And it was very challenging to utilize my own personal opinions about Candace Owens, who's become so polarizing, and she reports with such certitude, or certainty I should say, that when you critique her and the people that watch her with her clickbait or her investigation, and yes, I use these terms loosely, it feels like you're really running against the tide. I think collectively we'd prefer to see a resolution to this conflict, even though no matter how many peace treaties it gets, I don't think it'll ever truly be over. This is a conflict that's been going on as old as time. And, watching Candace Owens and then talking about it, what is it she shared in her show last night? Jared Kushner said that Israel destroyed 85% of Gaza already, and that in essence, any further fighting would just be for the rubble that's left in the wake of all the destruction of said conflict. I don't think there's really a win here. I personally think that there's so much distrust and anger with Israel as it stands and Netanyahu that no matter what the result, or even if the public opinion allows for it, or let's say the powers that be don't give a flying shit and they just do what they do, it'll still be very unsettled. I don't think we're ever going to obtain this so-called peace that we want, and it's more of a hot button word that the three-letter agencies are going to utilize to try to have us fall in line with supporting whatever is to come over there. This, I feel like I take it personally, which is a dangerous and stupid thing, and perhaps, I am justifiably called xenophobic when I talk about Israel versus Palestine and what I am aware of with their dogma and ideology. So, I do have far enough, but not even far enough back. I'm not Jewish because my mother's not Jewish, and that's how the rules are in the Jewish faith. So I felt kind of rejected there, even though I had a loving family around me. And then going beyond that, I'll still get called a Jew, as in a derogatory term. So as a conservative and a Trump supporter, which has been for the past, I don't know what, I've lost track. It's been a few years that I've been conservative. I used to be a liberal. If I go far enough to the right, and I go into the rabbit holes that I do, I see what I believe and perceive to be anti-Semitism. What's up, Dirty Smith? What do you got for me? The Bible don't talk of peace and our future. Yeah, that's very concerning to me. I can never pretend to be a theologian. I'm really struggling and trying to keep the Bible in my hands and learn the word better. I mean, I don't know if I can consider myself a Christian. I'm just trying my best. I was an atheist for such a long time. I grew up believing in God. I grew up as a loyal Catholic. And then I decided to join Christianity because of the church. Let me read the rest of your comment there. We may have moments of it, but I don't think it will ever be just as we hope. Yet, so therein for me lies the largest part of this conflict for me. I'd love to know anybody that's willing and open to speak, because last night There was okay, it's people hate talking about numbers. It feels cringe, but on the Stuck in the Middle show, 25,000 views is what it was. Our like ratio is the highest it's ever been. Very proud of that. So we opened the phone lines, and it just feels like to me, if I look far enough right, or I look at the left, it seems to be some kind of a united front without people recognizing it, which is Free Palestine. And my curiosity is, if we truly allow unrestrained Islamic theology, and am I being xenophobic by looping Palestinians and Islam together? Is that not their religion, which strongly influences their culture? And I know this sounds so pathetic and anecdotal, but I've been lucky and unlucky to be around a lot of Muslims in my life, some of which that were pretty diehard, and out of the group that I've known throughout my life, the majority of them told me to my face that they would unalive me if jihad was occurring, right? I'd ask them about passages that I would learn about, and they'd say, yeah, which we are called kafirs since we don't believe in Muhammad or Allah. We're kafirs. And according to the doctrine, you can lie, cheat, steal, kill a kafir as long as it benefits their religion, right? And then I talk about Judaism or Jewish people, because I don't know shit about the Talmud or the Hadith, or I don't know any of it. I don't. I've had family on that side in my life, and there's disgusting things that I'm learning about in being in that book and those passages. I guess I really do feel very cheesy, like stuck in the middle kind of deal. It's about repentance, Eli. It has to be real. Everything. Well, the sincerity of my efforts is very real. I need to come to terms with how challenging I find it to just sit still and still my mind and read the Bible. I feel like I've personally raised myself to be so suspicious of religion, and I have to understand it's deeper than that. It's about faith, it's about my soul, and to me it's not so much about me. I honestly, this is maybe heretical. Like I guess I hope there's a heaven. The idea of it, when I say it out loud, it's pretty extreme, and I can't, it's very challenging for me to believe that there is one. I want to, but I care more about the peace that my loved ones have in life and in the inevitable end. And that's what I pray for more than anything else. I'll pray for a couple things like, strength, resilience, help me stay on the right path, things like that. Count my blessings. I don't want to just pray when I'm wanting. I want to pray when I'm thankful, when things are working out. And going to church as of late, it's a strange ordeal. Like, it's not what I remember it to be when I was in a small trailer park in Florida, and I was a part of a growing Christian church that is now huge and a massive name in my state. But the one that's nearby, it's like a mega church. It's a massive, massive mega church. My first day going there, which was shortly after Charlie Kirk's, being robbed from us, after Charlie Kirk was taken from us. I think I was one of many Americans that revisited the churches, and that was very refreshing to see. But it was so thematic. They had a theme for the church. Big bright lights, and then they dimmed the lights. There's a big projector up there. Somebody edited the movie The Bucket List. Apparently they have these movie days, not nights, movie days, where they edit a movie and they find passages that are relevant to the content that you're watching. And so I'm watching Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman up there, and the parts, and then the very pastor of this church will go up on stage, and he's in the movie himself. Like, he edits it, and he talks to us through the movie and on stage, and I really didn't feel connected. I felt like I was in a carnival more than I was in a church. on the first day, and I've been struggling to find the community, the camaraderie, the celebration of faith. One thing, as a former Catholic, can I call myself a Catholic? Because there's people that hate me because I have Jewish people in my family, but I don't know a damn thing about that religion, except they get to wear the funny hats. I have no hatred for them. I guess I'm expressing more confusion than I am about my passion for this conflict. I just don't understand how it seems the majority is like rooting for Palestine and the downfall of Israel. I suppose the moderate conservative is rooting for Israel, but I mean, hell, even Matt Walsh said he's never seen such a large foundation lose so much favor in such a short amount of time. So I guess I'm a little terrified of anti-Semitism. Can't win for losing, because I'm not even benefiting from the faith that I don't adhere to and never have. But I had a lovely grandma who is Jewish, and grandmother. Fucking challenging. I'm not going for violence or sympathy. These are just the thoughts that I have, and I gotta put them out loud sometimes to organize them. Christians are the church. Jesus said, when 2 or 3 are gathered in his name. Yeah, and the body is a temple, right? And that's something I used to tell myself very, very often to justify my not seeking out church. I was going to mention about the Catholic Church. It always felt like when it was a packed house in the Catholic Church that we were all collectively like mourning our faith. We were sad that we believed in God, and that never felt quite right. Stand up, sit down. Stand up, sit down. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with me. Do your Hail Marys and penance, and it felt depressing, is what it did. And I don't know. And then all the news about the Catholic Church, which only doubled down my resilience to ever return, with the priests and all the shit they've done. It's been challenging for me. I think that the portion of my life where I was an atheist made me very angry at religion in general and in many forms. A lot of that anger went towards Islam, even though I had the Muslim friends. And then when I would talk to them about their religion, it showed me how thick with conviction they were and how apparently ready they are to die for the cause. It terrified me. Left a bad taste in my mouth. Tuck and roll gospel. I guess, if I don't know, man. I'm just trying to understand it and the sentiments in our country. Free Palestine is it's never gonna unite the left and the right, because that's just not the design that man has constructed, or the powers that be. Unity being one of the most dangerous things, and it's too much pride on each side for anybody to concede here. I just feel like I kind of catch shit everywhere I go to kind of try and engage in dialogue. Oh, you're a Jew. You're a Jew. I mean, the very faith of Judaism rejects me and says you're not a Jew, because my mom is not Jewish. And then in the political atmosphere, within the circles that I thought have embraced me, the conservative base, there's, if you go down the rabbit hole enough, anti-Semitism is there, and you got Antifa, the fucking morons, going around, ooh, free Palestine, Sharia law in the U.S., we don't know what we're talking about. I want to see a reality TV show where people that are really in like Antifa, believe all that shit, go to some fucking country where Islam is the main religion. Go ahead and try that. Wear all your fucking drag garb and whatnot over there, and let me know how that goes for you. So how is it just... Why is anti-Semitism so prevalent? Is it something that was written in like the Talmud, or the oldest religious text on that side of the spectrum? I don't know. I know all the stereotypes. They've been pointed at me too. The nose, all that shit. I hear it all. I guess spiritually, I'm trying to find my place where I can feel entirely welcome. The church as a front seems to sell that, but I don't know. I don't know. You hear things here and there that make you scratch your head. I guess when it comes to it, I have to ensure that any journey spiritually has to be for me. I'm a Messianic Jew. What kind are you? I'm not Jewish. Like literally, I'm not. My mom, you have to be born of the blood, according to the Jews that be. You have to be. And I've never been to temple. I've never wore the funny hat. I don't even know if I went to a bar mitzvah or any Jewish related anything. Never celebrated any of the holidays. So I'm fucking not Jewish, man. I was a practicing Catholic, and then I became a Christian. Then I went all over the place, like nihilism, which is not even a religion, is an ideology. Buddhism was fun for a while. All these heretical, religions and shit. Buddhism really was it worked for me for a while, especially when I was forced to start getting clean when I was younger and using. It did help. And then after a long spell of time, I went back to Christianity. In middle school, I had a great time with the Christian church and the experience, and I have returned, and I just don't want to feel like I'm forcing myself to go to church, and I hope I'm trying to get closer to God for all the right reasons. And sometimes the Bible confuses me. So I just have to keep reading and reaffirming it. I don't know. I don't think this is the conversation that I was intending to have. The conflict in the Middle East seems so polarizing, and I hear so much flack that Trump is getting, even though the man might get or is being elected, or somebody they're trying to nominate him for a Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, peace in the Middle East. How could we not want this? But now it's being viewed like this is a ploy for Netanyahu's bidding and doing, and it's really evil to want peace in the Middle East, and people are telling us that this is really an eradication, a euthanasia, or a cleansing, an ethnic cleansing of the Palestinian people. So I don't know morally where the fuck to stand and to stake my flag and say I'm with this or that or the other. It's all very fucking complex. So for me to even approach it as if it were simple would be ignorant and dumb. I just don't want to always feel confused about it when I want to have a strong stance. I want to throw my flag into the ground and draw my line in the sand and know, and defend my stance and why we should have peace there. The fact that I know Palestinians can live peacefully inside of Israel and coexist together, and that's been already proven. And I can't say the same for Israelis, but it's a totally different political, socioeconomic climate there, to have Israelis in Gaza, which is essentially just a war zone. So of course, right? But at least we have examples of it being proven. But then is that surrendering control to Israel? And are they fully benefiting? Can we just say America first and everything on the side that'll come later? Do we have to give all of our money to any side? And why? Can we let the outside influences just kind of fucking chill the fuck out? That's where I know. That's where I could plant my flag. America first, beyond all else. Let's keep the money and allocate it to the American people, the asylum seekers, the immigrants, and everything, and within our own home. Fuck it. All right? Yes. Get them out of here. We are now a country of law. Again, we're striving to be just that. And when it comes to just all the money we send on the outside, we have other interests out there, and money fucking talks. What can I say? I guess I just gotta focus on my own soul and all these larger issues they're left to speculate on their fucking wide old web here. And I'll do that mostly on the Stuck in the Middle podcast, where the phone lines are open, and I'm thankful. Thank you to everybody that called and was respectful. Hell, even Joe Barron called in and was like, cool, we just had a conversation. That is appreciated. If anything, the faith that I have in my heart and I'm striving for. My idea of what perfect faith looks like. Perfection is a dangerous thing to strive for, but knowing that we can have the discourse shows me that there's a possibility of coexistence, even if we're not even on the same page. So, okay. I think I've ranted long enough. I see the dude parked next to me. He's getting into the job, which I gotta be doing pretty soon here too. Hummus is the issue. I don't think you spelled it right. I'm gonna have to go into that. That's a really important issue. I love hummus, by the way, so that I fit. But I like tahini too. Now I'm all confused. All right, so wasn't quite the rant I expected this to be. I don't know. Sometimes you just, it's a leap of faith. You got to hit the button and just see what the hell comes out of your brain, your soul, your mouth after it's done. You can't just wait for things to happen. Make it happen. And maybe that's exactly the approach I need to take when it comes to trying to feel like I'm close to God again. I really only feel close to God when I'm deep in prayer. Yeah, I gotta keep on working. We're all work in progress. All right, to work. God bless. Take care. I'm gone. What does this button do?